Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Chaplin, and welcome. I'm sitting down here in our main cabin on the motor vessel Michelle here in beautiful Boot Key Harbor in Marathon, Florida. And I want to welcome you to our first week of nutrition. This is what we're going to be talking about, and we're going to start off with, pardon me while I put my glasses on so I can see my notes. We want to know what defines nutrition. What is your definition of nutrition? Now, a lot of people, when they define nutrition, they go, well, it's what we eat. That's easy. Well, it's actually much more than that. And it's a rather complex topic. Textbooks have been written about it. In fact, textbooks have been written about some of the subsections that we're going to be discussing just on those subsections. So, quickly, what I define nutrition as, and what I work with my patients, my clients, nutrition has 5 stages to it. And the stages are the food that we eat, what you're putting in your mouth, digestion, how you digest that food, how the body absorbs the food, how the body transports the food, and how we eliminate the waste from the body. All 5 of those areas are very, very important for us to understand. And no, I'm not going to go into a tremendous amount of detail on these. We're not going to get into the chemical reactions and what have you. We're going to touch upon a few things, such as leaky gut. But for the most part, let's start off with food. What are we eating? Are you eating fast food? Mickey D's, Burger King, even Wendy's or Chuck E. Cheese or Chick-fil-A. They're all fast food, and there's a reason I ask if you're eating that. Are you eating prepackaged food? Like so many of us today, we have so many jobs and so many places to go, especially young families, mothers and fathers taking their kids to school, taking them to after-school activities. We have to wonder, have we become addicted to prepackaged food? And there's a reason I ask that. Prepackaged food is very, very high in sodium, very, very high in fats. We talk about sugar versus fats, and when producers, manufacturers wanted to get rid of the high sugar content in their food, they switched over to fat. Fat makes the food taste better. That's a simple fact. So does sugar. Too much of it, though, too much sugar creates its own problems, and too much fats creates its own problems. So we want to look at that type of food. Down below, right below, if you look down there, right below us, there should be a link for our sugar quiz to see how much sugar you're actually getting. Also labels. Do you read the labels, the nutritional labels, when you go to the market? The reason that we want to do that is we want to be careful when we read those labels, because we go, oh, this only has so much sodium, or this particular brand only has so much sugar. Years ago, I did a little study on how much sugar there actually is in a 20-ounce soft drink. And I took a very popular brand, 20-ounce container, read the label, and it said, oh, it only has so many grams of sugar per serving. What it didn't tell you clearly, and you would have missed it if you had not read the label very carefully, was that there were actually 2 servings per 20-ounce container. And this is a very popular soft drink. And breaking it down to that 20 ounce and how many grams per 20 ounces, it worked out to be approximately an eighth of a pound of refined sugar in that soft drink per 20 ounces. So you were ingesting 20 ounces of soda pop and you were getting an eighth of a pound of sugar in that one container. Pretty amazing. In digestion, we're going to go over how the food breaks down. We're going to discuss the areas of the gut where the food starts digesting, what happens to it as it travels the pathway from the mouth through the esophagus, through the stomach, through the three sections of the small intestine, through the sections of the large intestine, and finally on out. One of the things that we're going to go into in a little more detail is leaky gut syndrome. Just what is leaky gut syndrome, how it affects all of us, and what we can do to fight it. So things that are going to be in our future sections. Additionally, we're going to discuss transportation. How does the nutrients get from the gut into the bloodstream so that it can go around to the various areas of the body and be completely utilized. One of the things that we want to keep in mind is that we use the bloodstream to go ahead and transport nutrients. And when we discuss the bloodstream, we of course have to discuss leaky gut syndrome and how oversized particles of food, molecules of food, get into the bloodstream, and the consequences of the immune system seeing those oversized molecules or incorrectly sized molecules, and how it turns on the immune system and you develop food allergies. And of course, elimination. Now, elimination is very important because through all of this, we work with the liver and the kidneys, and of course the bowel, the colon, and how we eliminate the waste matter. Well, for those of us who are working with us with addiction issues, food issues, smoking issues, this plays a very important role. The liver and the kidneys detoxify the body. The liver is where, among other things, heavy metals are removed from the body. So if you're working with a drug addiction type issue, you're going to be wondering about your liver. And I shouldn't say drug addiction alone, because your medications that you take, your daily medications, if you're on medications, also go through the liver, and the elements that are not utilized by the body are taken out through the liver, are removed through the liver. This is why if you're on some type of protocol, some type of medication for certain issues, your doctor will have you come in every single month and do blood work. They are looking at your liver enzymes to see just how much damage that medication is doing to your liver. Now, please understand, I'm not anti-medication. Medication is necessary at some point in time. However, it does do damage to your liver and liver function. The same thing with kidneys. The kidneys are how we also purify the blood and eliminate through the urine heavy metals and proteins and such that are not utilized by the body. So these are the things that we're going to be talking about. And in addition, with the nutrition, we are going to get into weight management. Not diets, weight management. And of course, with smokers, weight management is very, very important because as a smoker, you are changing your behavioral patterns, not just your nicotine addiction, but your behavioral addiction from what it is to what you want it to be of not smoking. And part of that issue is weight gain. So we will be covering all of these topics and more when you join us inside and we go through our nutritional weekly broadcast. So come on in, join us, and you'll see the sign up right below us for our program, and hope to see you on the inside.